I did not record that. So, how to show that the set of rational numbers is countable? Okay, so we will proceed in the same way as we did for n cross n. Yeah. So let Q be the set of rational numbers. Okay. Q be the set of rational numbers. Q with a set of rational numbers. Then we can write Q as what? Q can be written as Q plus. Q plus is the set of positive rational numbers. Okay. Or let me write it this way: Q minus union singleton 0 union Q plus. Okay. And this way we can do it. We have separated Q in three parts. One part is negative rational numbers, union with 0, and then union with positive rational numbers. Okay, so we will just show that Q plus is countable. It is countable. Okay, we will show that Q plus is countable. Now, what is a rational number? Any number that can be written in the form what? P divided by Q, where P and Q are integers. Okay, and Q is non-zero. Okay. But I can also write a rational numbers as this. Suppose minus 2 by minus 4. This can be written as what? Minus 2 by minus 4. This can be written as what? Half. Okay. So, and this is also same as your 3 by 6. Okay. This is same as 50 by 100. Okay. So, if I just say that a rational number contains all those numbers which are of the form P by Q, then what is the problem? The problem is that for the same rational number, we will get various equivalent fractions. Okay, equivalent rational numbers. Okay. So 1 by 2 is same as 3 by 6, same as 50 by 100, same as say 14 by 28. Okay, everything is the same thing. Okay. But out of all this, 1 by 2 is special. Why? You have studied this in school. The first instance when you studied rational numbers or fraction, even in class 4 or 5. Yeah, P and Q are coprimes. What is this called actually? The rational number is in the simplest form. Okay. It is suitable as everybody has done. Okay, nobody can deny it. These were there in class 4 or at least 5. 5 in class 4 okay, express the fractions in simplest form. Okay, so the problem, so you go home and see any bachelor book. Okay, here is express the fraction in simplest form. So 15 by 100. This type of problems are given. Okay, so what we do, we cancel by the common term. 5 3 is the 15. 5. So 3 by 20 is the simplest form of this rational number. Okay, so we will use that concept. Okay, we will express every element in this Q plus in the simplest form. So in simplest form, what happens? There is no common factor between numerator and denominator. Okay, that is the common factor, highest common factor between these two is 1. Okay, there is no common factor. No common factor means highest common factor is 1. Okay, so if we express it that way, then our things will be very simple. So we can write Q plus as the set Q plus equal to the set of all n by n. Okay, where or say P by Q such that P comma Q are what? So since I am considering positive rational numbers, I can write they belong to the set of natural numbers. Okay. And GCD of the greatest common divisor. Okay, GCD of P and Q is 1. Okay. So we can write Q plus as the set of this. Okay. So whenever an element belongs to Q plus, we know that it is in its simplest form. Okay, so elements like 23 by say 56. Okay, these elements are not there. What is that? 3 to the 6, 46. Okay, so this element will not be there here. Its representation will be half. Okay, the element half is there. Okay, right. So this here we will just list the simplest form of each rational number. Okay, that means there is no repetition. Okay, in this collection there is no repetition. If I just write P and Q belongs to natural numbers and I do not write this, in that case one rational number will have infinitely many repetitions. Okay, so here if I write GCD of PQ as 1, there is no repetition here. Okay, that is why I have written this. Okay, so we can write Q plus as the set base. So each member in Q plus is uniquely written as P by Q. Okay. So each member in Q plus is uniquely written as P by Q. Hence we define a function. So now we define a function f from Q plus to the set of natural numbers as what? F of P by Q, this is defined as say 2 to the power P into the last day I have done 3 to the power Q, or maybe I can write 7 to the power Q. Okay, and then I just want these two to be different primes. Okay, they should be different primes. Okay, so for all P by Q inside Q plus. Yeah. P by Q. Oh, sorry. I missed one thing. P and Q belongs to n union 0. Okay, it can be 0 also. Right. GCD of that is 1. Okay, because sorry, it cannot be 0 because I have separated 0. No problem. Then there is no problem. Okay. I have separated 0. 0 alada. So these are only positive rational numbers. Okay. So now you have a look at this function. What is this function? What will be f of half? It will be 2 to the power 1 into 7 square. Okay, that is f of half. What will be f of 2 by 4? F of 2 by 4 is 2 square into 7 4. Is it correct? It's not correct because 2 by 4 is not in its simplest form. Okay. So 2 by 4 is actually same as 1 by 2. If I do not give that condition, then what will happen? Image of half will be 49 into 2, 98. Okay. Image of 2 by 4 will be 7 to the power 4 into 2 square. That will be different. Okay. So one element will go to 2 different images. So that will not remain a function. Okay. If one element, half and 2 by 4, they are the same elements. No? They are the same elements. So for the same element going to 2 different images, that is not allowed. Okay. So that is why I have to give that restriction. GCD of PQ has to be 1. That means whatever element you take from here, if it is not in the form simplest form, we convert it to the simplest form, and then we take the image. Okay. So after that we take the image. Right. So that is why this is a well-defined function. Okay. Otherwise it's not well-defined. So since GCD of PQ is 1, so the above function is well defined. Okay. The above function is well defined. Okay. Well defined. Okay. Now I will show that this function is 1 1. Okay. We have already shown how to show this is 1 1 by fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Okay. We can show that. So f is 1 1. F is 1 1. Wow. So let P1 by Q1 and P2 by Q2 belongs to Q plus. Okay. Be such that be such that f of p1 by q1 is equal to f of p2 by q2. So this means that 2 to the power of p1 is into 7 to the power of q1 equal to 2 to the power p2 into 7 to the power. So this is the prime factorization of the same number. Okay. Because there is an equality, these two numbers are actually equal, and this is the prime factorization of those two numbers. Okay. So by fundamental theorem of arithmetic, they should have the same prime factorization. Okay. So P1 and P2 should be equal. Q1 and Q2 should be equal. Okay, they should be equal. So which are the prime factorizations of the same number. Okay. So by fundamental theorem of arithmetic, we have P1 should be same as P2 and Q1 should be same as, that is P1 by Q1 should be same as P2 by Q2. Okay, so this function is 1 1. So we have constructed a 1 1 function from Q plus to the set of this natural numbers. Okay. So we can conclude that Q plus is countable. Okay. So therefore F is 1 1. Hence this Q plus is countable. We have shown that the positive rational number system is countable. Similarly, we can show Q minus is countable. Just we need to include one minus. Okay. So similarly, Q minus is countable. Okay. What else is required? Singleton zero. Singleton zero is countable because this is a finite set. As it is finite. Okay, because this is a finite set, so it's countable. Singleton zero is already countable. So next, we will use that result. Union of countable sets is countable. Also, union of countable sets is countable. Union of countable sets is countable. So Q minus union singleton zero union Q plus, which is equal to Q, is countable. Okay. So the set of rational numbers is a countable set. Okay. Set of rational numbers is countable. Okay. So there are as many rational numbers as there are natural numbers. Okay. We cannot say that there are more rational numbers. Same number of rationals and naturals. Clear? Okay. Now let us go to this part. So from here, what we can conclude? So there are as many rational numbers as there are real numbers. There are as many rational numbers as there are there are as many rational numbers as there are natural numbers. Okay. Right. So between 1 and 3, okay. Between 1 and 3 there are how many natural numbers? including 1 and 3. Number of natural numbers here from 1 to 3 is how many? How many natural numbers are there? Only 3. 1, 2 and 3. Okay. But between 1 and 3, how many rational numbers are there? Infinite. But even then, the number of rational numbers is not more than the number of natural numbers. Okay. We can count the rational numbers, even though there are many. Okay. The distribution is different. Okay. Right. So all these things were discussed by George Cantor, and naturally, as you are surprised now, the mathematicians of that time, they were also surprised. Okay, so they did not believe Cantor. Cantor for a depression of listening. Nobody believed him. Just like you are not believing me now. Okay, so he suffered a lot of depression that time because established mathematicians at that time did not regard his theory as correct. Okay. So, but after his death, it was established. Cantor is known as the father of set theory. Okay, so you can search in Google George Cantor. Cantor is a very good mathematician. Okay, this thing seems so unreal. There are number of points here is the same. Okay, it's very hard to believe. But mathematically it is correct. Okay, so we will see how. Just let me do this part. So that the the open interval 0, 1 and the open interval 1 to infinity are equivalent. So that the open interval of 0, 1 and open interval 1 to infinity, they are equivalent. Equivalent means they have the same number of points here. Okay, that means you can construct a bijection. Open interval 0 to 1 is what? Open interval 0 to 1 is only this area, no? Only this region, 0 to 1. Okay, all real numbers are there. And 1 to infinity is what? 1 to infinity. Starting from 1, you keep on doing this. Okay, like that. So, এখানে যতটা point আছে, এখানে same number of points আছে. Okay, we cannot say this has more points. Okay, they are equivalent. So we can construct a bijection. For each point here, there is a unique point here. For each point here, there is again a unique point here. Okay, so we can construct a bijection between 0, 1 and 1 to infinity. Okay, and that bijection is very simple. Okay, what is that? Let us see. So we construct a bijection or a function. We construct a function, say f from 0, 1 to 1 infinity. Infinity as what? F of x equal to 1 by x. F of x is 1 by x for all x inside 0, 1. Okay. Then this function is actually a bijection. We can show that this function is a bijection. Okay, so something like this, f of half will be 2. Okay, f of 2 by 3 will be 3 by 2, like that. Each number will go to its reciprocal. Okay, and then we will see that this is actually a 1, 1 and 1, 2. Not only 1, 1, it is 1, 1 as well as 1, 2. So we show that f is a bijection, or we claim f is a bijection. Bijection. Okay. So what is that? So first I will show f is 1, 1, very simple. F is 1, 1. So let x1, x2 belongs to 0, 1 such that f of x1 is same as f of x2. Then I have to show that the elements have to be equal. Okay. So what is f of x1? F of x1 is 1 by x1. F of x2 is 1 by x2. Just take the reciprocal or cross multiply. you get x1 is same as x2. Okay. So if two numbers have the same reciprocal, the numbers are actually equal. Okay. So this shows that f is 1 1. Okay. Next I have to show that f is onto. F is onto. Okay. How to show f is onto? So we start with an element in the codomain. So let y belongs to this 1 infinity. Okay, be any element, okay, or be any point. Okay, be any point. Then, so any point inside 1 infinity is what? Y will be what? Any real number here satisfies y is strictly greater than what? Strictly greater than 1. Okay, y is strictly greater than 1. But y is positive, 1 is also positive. So by properties of inequality, if I write 1 by y, what will happen to the inequality? The inequality will change. These are the properties of inequality. If you have, say, 2 is greater than 1, from here if I take reciprocal, then this number, reciprocal of the greater number is smaller. That is the. So if y is greater than 1, then 1 by y is actually less than 1. Okay, and since y is greater than 1 means y is positive. So and 1 by 1 y is also greater than 0. It is less than 1, no problem, but it is also greater than 0. Okay, because y is positive and y is positive. Well, let me write it in two parts. Y is greater than 1 implies this. Also 1 by y is greater than 0, okay, because y is positive, right? So therefore I can take this 1 by y as x. So let x equals to 1 by y. Then this x is an element inside the domain. Okay. And what is f of x? F of x equal to f of 1 by y. And by definition it is 1 divided by 1 by y. Okay. So what is 1 divided by 1 by y? Y will come up. So given any element y inside the codomain, we can find an element in the domain for which fx is y. Okay. So it is an onto function. Okay. So it is both 1 1 and onto. So 0 1 and 1 infinity are equivalent. Okay. So hence f is a bijection. F is a bijection. Just continue here. Hence f is a bijection. Therefore 0 1 and 1 infinity are equivalent. Equivalent. 0 1 and 1 infinity are equivalent. Okay, so the real line is just like a rubber band which can be stretched up to infinity. If you see a rubber band, okay, the distance means the length may be very small, but you can stretch it. So real line is something like that. We can stretch it to infinity. Okay, 0 1 is this much, but if you stretch it, the number of points will remain same. This is what. So this is one. So the last example in this part is here. 0 1 is uncountable. Okay, that part has to be. But before that, let me do another one. How will you show this? Show that the closed interval 0 1 and the closed interval 0 to 100 are equivalent. The closed interval 0 to 1 and 0 to 100, they are equivalent. Okay, how do you show? What will be the function? Very simple. Just try to construct it. So we have to construct a bijection. Okay, we construct a bijection f from 0 1 to 0 100. Okay, how will you construct this? As f of x is equal to what? What should I write? Chinta karo. 0 1 is this length and 0 100 is say this length. Okay, I have to construct a bijection from 0 1 to 0 100. f of x equal to what should I write? In the domain x is lying between 0 and 1. Okay. I want that the range elements should lie between 0 and 100. So what function can do this? Fx equal to what? So from here you try to get x lies between 0 and 1. I want something which lies between 0 and 100. So what is that? Think. How to get something which is lying between 0 and 100 from here? Plus, minus, divide, multiply. What you should do? Multiply all sides by what? Multiply all sides by 100. Okay. So in that case, what you will get? 0 is less than or equal to 100x, and this will be less than or equal to 100. So the function is fx equal to 100x. Okay, nothing else. Fx is 100x for all x inside 0, 1. Okay, so this is a bijection. Okay, so at home you try to show that this is a bijection. Homework is f is a bijection. This f is a bijection. So it's very simple. F of x1 equal to f of x2 will imply that 100x1 equal to 100x2. Just cancel 100. Okay. So x1 is equal to x2. Take any element here. Any element y here lies between 0 and 100. Okay. Divide everything by 100. So you will get 0 less than or equal to y by 100 less than or equal to 1. So take this y by 100 as x. Okay. So this lies in the domain. Okay. So you show that this is a bijection. Very simple. Next, this two are equivalent. Show that 0, 1 and AB are equivalent. So 0, 1 is equivalent to any given interval. Any given interval. Closed interval 0, 1. Okay, all of you understand interval, no? Interval. What is interval? AB. Closed interval AB. It is the set of all those real numbers which lie between A and B, including A and B. Because it is closed interval, A and B are included. So how you can show that these two are equivalent? 0, 1 and AB. They are equivalent. You try to construct a function which makes this two equivalent. Okay. So here obviously A is not equal to B. A is less than B. Whenever we write interval, A is less than B. So can you construct a function which satisfies we construct b minus b. We construct f from 0, 1 to ab by what? By fx equal to what? b minus a into x. Okay? b minus a into x. So if x is 0, so but we have to make sure that whatever we have defined here should lie between this. So 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. This implies that 0 less than or equal to b minus a. B minus a is positive, no problem. X in less than or equal to b minus a. So it lies in between 0 and b minus a. So is this so can we say that this element belongs to AB? Closed interval AB. If x lies between 0 and 1, can I say that this belongs to closed interval AB? No, we cannot say this. Say minus 5 to 1. Okay. If I write something like x belongs to 0, 1, then what is b minus a into, say x belongs to 0, 1 is half. Okay. and b minus a is 6. 6 by 2. 6 by 2 is 3. 3 is not there in this interval. Okay, I need something like this less than or equal to this less than or equal to b. Okay, a less than or equal to this less than or equal to b. Okay, I need that. You can get it from here itself. Right. What you should do? I need that this should lie between a and b. Okay. I need this. So what modification is required here? Adding a on all sides. Okay, we can add a on all sides. So a plus 0 is less than or equal to a plus b minus a into x, and this is b minus a plus a. So this is b. Okay, so your function should be fx equal to b minus a into x plus a. Right. So this is the it will give you the shift. Okay, it will give you the shift, and this will give you the scale. This is scaling. This is the scaling vector. Okay. This is the linear translation vector. So this translates and this scales. So at home you try to show that this is a bijection. X belongs to 0, 1. Okay. This is a bijection. So 0, 1 and AB are equivalent for any A and B. Okay. Next is another one. Okay. So next we have something called uncountable set. Okay. What is an uncountable set? Uncountable set. So a set that is not countable. That is not countable. That means we cannot construct a 1-1 map from the set to the set of natural numbers. Okay, then it becomes an uncountable set. A set that is not countable is said to be uncountable. Uncountable means there are much more elements than the set of natural numbers. There are many more elements. A set that is not countable. So, what is countable? Countable means either finite set or there exists a bijection between n and a. Okay. So, not countable is it is not finite, neither finite nor there is a bijection between n and a. Okay. So that is a set with capital A. That is A is neither finite nor there can be. It's neither finite nor there can be any bijection from n to a. So if you cannot construct any bijection between n and a, and if a is not finite, okay, then a is said to be uncountable. Okay, so if it is not countable. So if it is neither finite nor there can be any bijection from n to a. So the first result here is so that the set 0, 1 is uncountable. So I will discuss that. So this is the last topic, last problem in this part of the section. Okay, unit 1. So I have a ready-made lecture for this also. Probably I will give that. Okay, you can understand from there. So next day I will start with the upper bound, lower bound properties of real numbers. Okay, so prima, min, prima, those things. I'll start with that.